Very good morning, students. I am Professor Dr. Supreet Singh from the Department of Automobile Engineering. I have been here to discuss the topic of design for the safety and comfort. It is a subject basically which has to be read out by all the automobile engineers, and thus it is very interesting subject that all the customer whoever buy a four wheeler, the first preference by them is that they need first of all safety. And when safety features are all over covered, then we go for the comfort. Yeah, comfort in the vehicle is no doubt very necessary nowadays. So let us discuss that what is the features for the design and the safety comfort. Let us tell you about the instructional objective for the design for the safety and the comfort. The most common is the understanding the engineering principle and design for an automobile for the safety and comfort. This one I'm pointing the pointer towards each and every point which has been covered. Understanding the design of the automotive body and the safety. This one. Understanding the vehicle structure, crash energy management, gaining knowledge about the automotive safety system, understanding the convenience system, understanding the comfort system in the automotive. This will be the objective of this subject. Let us move to what we will be covering up in the next slides. That is introduction to what is design and safety, designing of the vehicle body and safety, classification of automotive safety system, that is active and passive safety devices system, classification of design structure, that is if it is a monocoque design structure or it is a single design structure, what is the necessary features, designing techniques used, engine location, front, middle, at the back, material selection, whether it's an composite, whether it's an hexagonal comb-like structure, what is the material basically, and further its classification, clumber, crumble zone. Crumble zone includes that the safety iron bars which is applied in the front, which does not allow the engine to come inside the car, and the safety sandwich construction. This includes in the material in order to provide the safety to the passengers. So let us introduce the subject. You can clearly see in this picture, which is depicted in the slide, that uh, there are many safety devices written: front crumple zone, airbags, uh, collapsible steering wheel, front seat belts, back seat belts, or the rear seat belt, rear crumple zone, and the side impact bar airbags. So we are hereby concerned that how we are going to deal that, how we are going to study that. It is the practice and study of design, construction, equipment, and the regulation to minimize the occurrence and consequence of automobile accidents. The foremost purpose which is being served here is the construction. If I see you take a pointer over here and a pencil, and I just circle this region, you can see the front crumple zone. If there is an impact from the front side, naturally there would be a gradual sudden impact load, and the vehicle will move in the backward direction, and the engine will try to come inside the cabin. At that time, the front crumple zone will definitely provide a hinder to the engine to move inside to the cabin, and it will provide the protection to the passenger, no doubt. So the road safety more broadly includes the roadway design. Automotive safety is necessary for the today's world, and the academic study for improving into the vehicle study. So this is necessary. It is necessary. So let us discuss that how it is classified, how we can set the passenger sitting is having safety. Safety is measured in terms of which parameters? So there are two safety system devices. First is the active safety system devices and the passive safety system devices. So I broadly take these two. If I talk in the layman language, the whatsoever impact we can provide to the passenger, or the safety we provide to the passenger before accident, is the active automotive safety systems. And whatsoever is the we provide the protection to the passengers after, if the accident has occurred, we can say the accident has been taken place. So airbags will be opened at that time in order to make the passenger free from that it or she should not take his last breath. So we provide that passive automotive safety systems. Yeah, passive safety systems and active automotive safety system have been further classified into many types. Before I go through them, let us see a small video of this. In this, you can see I move here towards the desktop, say, and I play one video. Uh, in this, I play how the system works. Let us see. So, as you have seen in this video, let us go again to the PPT, in which you can see that you can clearly see that what was the role of the active and passive safety system. Let us do it in theoretically wise. Those students who have any queries, they can raise your hand to answer the question. Those who want to, if I ask any question, they can raise their hands in between. Okay, student, let us discuss that. What is the active safety system? Now, guys, you know that active safety system plays a prevention role in migrating the crashes and accidents by providing the advance warning or providing the driver with the additional assistance in the steering control of the vehicle. That is a head-up display, anti-lock braking system, electronic stability control, tire pressure monitoring system, a lane departure warning system, adaptive cruise control system, driver monitoring system, blind spot detection, night vision system are the active safety system. So let us study each and every the function of each and everything. So you can see I'm using this whiteboard over here. In the anti-lock braking system, what happened that whenever the vehicle is at high speed, it is very at high speed. So at that time, we can say that there is at very high speed that usually the tire skids. It happens on a rainy day. It happens on the day when it is there is a muddy road. There is a slippery on the road. At that time, the tire has been getting the force from the electronic control net to being apply the brake on the tires with brake on the tires with very minute signal of seconds. At that time, that provide an anti-lock braking system does not allow the vehicle to skid. Traction control system is also providing the traction to the vehicle. In that direction, what happens that vehicle is controlling the body. Vehicle is controlling the body. At that time, the wheels will not be allowed to skid. So traction control system is over into I can say over this region. Okay, so this is the traction control system which works, does not allow the wheels to skid. So cruise control system, what is that? In the cruise control system, what happens that when we want see in the this before I go to the cruise cross system, cruise control system, let us see what are the active safety system. So I create a poll to you guys. Let us see through a polling session what you give this answer. I have selected polling. You have to select a or B. The question is here. Answer you have to tell. In the question is that I can repeat that polling has been started by me. What are active safety devices system behind the smart, which plays before the accident occurs? I can say so. That is the A. Yeah, you have correctly mentioned in the response. That is A is the answer. And exit the poll. The seat belt is a passive active system. So let us move forward. Anti-lock braking system. In the anti-lock braking system, allow the wheel on the motor vehicle to maintain a tractive control with the road surface based upon the driver inputs while braking is applied. This prevents the wheel from the locking up and avoids the under control skidding. And this automatic system works on the principle of threshold braking and the cadence braking. And next is the electronic stability control. In the electronic stability control, the vehicle stability by detecting and reducing the loss of the traction skidding. The system prevents crashes by reducing the danger and losing the control over the steering. It becomes active when the driver loses the control over the car. So electronic stability system come in. Now, cruise control. Adaptive cruise control is an intelligent system of the cruise control only that slows down, speeds up automatically to maintain and save a distance from the vehicle ahead. Control based is on the sensor information on the onboard sensor. Whenever there is a vehicle ahead, the cruise control system will try to maintain the speed. If I talk about the adaptive cruise control system, in that system, what happens that in the adaptive control system, for example, the next vehicle is moving in the fifth gear, and your vehicle is at very high speed, it will try to maintain the speed, and also it avoid skidding also. Yeah, tire pressure monitoring system is the electronically system designed inside the pressure to maintain the pressure inside the tires, I can say, or the simple low pressure warning lights. So lane departure warning, in this I can say that the mechanism designed to warn a driver when the vehicle begins to move out of its lane. It is very common. I can show you one video also based upon this. And or next is the your last one was on the pre night vision system, which extends the lights to the driver whenever it's take a red light, or whenever it takes right or the left turn, then the lights move in with respect to that. So this is about the night vision system. Blind spot detection. Blind spot detection of the vehicle is the driver to help to see that where the window pillars are over there, headrest, back seat, passengers. uh, Bed spot detection, blind spot detection uh, is the vehicle based sensor that devices the vehicle located to the driver side and the rear. So blind spot detection is basically in this, a camera is fitted which can tell us that whether something is over there, that which can help us in providing the car from being get damaged due to accident. Driver monitoring, the safety system, we use the infrared sensors to monitor the driver activeness whenever he closed his eyes, then it will shake the steering system. Road signal recognition, it warns the driver for the enforced restriction on the road. automatic emergency braking. In this braking system, the system slows down the vehicle potentially and reduces the collision severity in the unavoidable situation. So it is enough to avoid the collision. Let us see this passive safety system. I now take my pointer to each and everything, and I also take a pencil in order to highlight which factor I am taking. Front impact sensor. What is front impact sensor? Whenever a vehicle is collided somewhere, then front impact sensor will take the impact, and mm, uh, 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 it will allow the impact from the it will allow the impact from the front vehicles to be very less, in order that what is I can say what is the impact of the front impact sensors will no doubt will reduce the impact on the car, and it will avoid from the damage. Next I come to I highlight the next thing, that is the laminated windshield. It does not allow to break into small pieces whenever accident occur. Side airbag will open when the vehicle will be sliding, will be strike from the sides. Next is diagnostic module. Diagnostic module will help to find out the problem on the dashboard, that what is the problem, why, which reason is that engine is showing any sign, or there is less fuel, seat belt has not been applied, or noise has been created. So high strength and safety stability case surrounding passenger. This one, if I am taking my pointer over here, see this one. This region is this high gauge strength. Yeah. In this, whenever the vehicle get upside down, there is a protection. Head strain provide This head strain is at the back. I take a different color for this. Blue color I am taking. This back part, this one. Whenever there is an impact, it does not allow the head to get an injury. And now rear crumple zone is definitely providing a safety from back end to the back passengers and also to the driver. So airbags is basically having nitrogen gas inside it. It whenever get collision, they open up from the front, they open up from the sides, so it provides the protection from these are the passive devices which get open up when there is an accident. Now, energy absorbing steel column, you can clearly see if I take my pointer over here, this one. This provides this region provides the protection from the side. Child safety seat, you can also see this one. And cross car back impact from the side, this one I am pointing this. And now energy absorbing bumper mounts. This does not allow the engine to get inside the cabin, I can say. So these are very important points to be noted up. So let us now explain one by one that airbag, seat belt, whiplash protection system are commonly passive system deployed in the vehicle these days. So whenever I say I can show you one. I can show you one video for the same. Uh, just guys, come over here. This one. Let us see this video.
From the wind tunnel to the real world, a Mercedes-Benz is engineered to move with precision and grace, not just along the road, but through the surrounding air. Sometimes the air can change direction suddenly, affecting handling stability and driving confidence. That's why Mercedes-Benz developed crosswind stabilization. Crosswinds, or sudden strong lateral gusts, can affect many types of vehicles, from high-profile SUVs to smaller sedans and roadsters. Mercedes-Benz engineers spend countless hours in virtual and real wind tunnels to develop vehicles with class-leading aerodynamics. To a moving vehicle, wind is more than just a weather condition. A large passing truck can create the same effect, causing a driver to grip the steering wheel tighter and take corrective action. Many of the systems already in the Mercedes-Benz can sense the effects of crosswinds. ESP, the Electronic Stability Program, continually monitors the driver's steering inputs, the lateral acceleration of the vehicle, and its rotation about its vertical axis. By using the same sensors that can detect a skid, the vehicle can sense the sudden motions caused by a strong crosswind. Crosswind stabilization taps into technology already in the vehicle, such as its advanced adaptive braking systems, its electromechanical power steering, and in some models, its electronically controlled suspension. All of these systems are highly sensitive and quick to respond in any handling situation. When driving above approximately 50 miles per hour, and sensors detect sudden changes in motion typical of a strong lateral gust, crosswind stabilization instantly responds. The front and rear brakes on the affected side are strategically applied, creating a steering effect that helps mitigate the crosswind's influence. Often, the driver perceives only the stable, natural handling feel of the vehicle. But if the driver does choose to make rapid or significant steering corrections, the system steps aside so that control remains in the driver's hands. Innovative, intuitive, and effective, crosswind stabilization handles gusts of wind like a breeze.
So, guys, this was a video which was showing the smart applications. So, I just move back again to the your PPT, which I was sharing about the active and passive safety devices. So, you have seen that how ESP is acting. The ESP was sharing a lot of stability, electronic stability to the Mercedes vehicle. So, guys, you have seen that how these passive devices, electronic stability is providing the vehicle not to be moving to and fro, I can say, or just it was not affected by the load of the wind. So, guys, these things are to be kept in mind before you uh, study these factors. Let us go through one poll of MCQ. Okay, which one is the passive device? Your polling session starts now. I have started up the polling. You have 30 seconds to answer, guys. Which one is the passive device? Uh, A or B? Yeah. Yes, passive device is the child safety seat, CSS. Yes, correct. It has been correctly said by you. Okay, I'm stopping up the polling now. Let us move to the next slide. Airbag. What is airbag? Airbag, I have already told it has nitrogen in it. It is of a flexible fabric bag. Whenever the some vehicle hits over to your vehicle, this airbag get open up, so it provides us the protection. So modern vehicle usually comprises the seat belt. Seat belt, you all know that in foreign countries also it is quite compulsory, because the passenger does not jerk out of the car, or when a sudden braking is there, he does not come outside of the car and hit the windscreen. So what is occupant sensing? In the occupant sensing, the detect sitting inside the passenger and eliminate the need or on off switch is there. The airbags in most cases, because they are sophisticated technology to identify whether an adult or a child is in the seat. It is assembly installed the cushion of the passenger. So if a child is sitting, he should not get choked up by his breath. So these protection, whiplash protection. It is a whip equipped seat. Entire backrest is designed to protect that to for the front occupant neck in the case of rear impact. Whenever the vehicle strikes from the back, your neck should not get affected. So whip utilizes a specially designed hinge mounted that attaches the backrest to the seat bottom, which has predetermined rate of rearward movement in the event of the certain type of rear impact. So next is child safety system, which I have asked in the multiple choice question also. In this, the child is gets the protection from not getting moved up when there is a strike of the strike in the vehicle. Pedestrian safety system, it gives warning signals also. It gives through the whistling system, whistling to the pedestrian also. And vehicle, sometime in the smart vehicle, in the BMW 100X or in the Rolls-Royce Desert or in the e-tron or these model pedestrian system, it has such a, in the smart car they have such a facility that it get halt, it gets stop over there. So guys, design, next topic is design of the vehicle body and safety. They can improve by selecting the material for the vehicle body. I'm covering this point, I'm keeping the pointer over there. The vehicle is subject to the static and the dynamic service loads during the life cycle. It has also to maintain the integrity and provide the adequate protection in the survivable crashes. Most important. Design should be like that if the collision take place, vehicle body should absorb all the impact, which is the foremost factor of the safety and comfort. Now, the design should be aerodynamically for a high mileage. If it is aerodynamically not designed, then what can happen? That the vehicle could have very much of the drag. Vehicle could have stoppage while moving in the forward direction. Vehicle could have instability in while moving on the road, or it can move to and fro also due to the impact of the wind, I can say. So aerodynamically designed is very, I guess, in today's world for the cars is very necessary. And space and ease for the passenger and the drive. I am covering this point. Student, please note, space and ease comfort for the passenger and the driver. So this is must. If the driver is not in ease, how the passenger can reach to the destination comfortably? If passengers are not sitting comfortably, then they might get they might get affected by the in the journey. They might get affected and may get to some problem also if they are not having this ease in the sitting in the car. So design of the vehicle body and construction. At the present time, the body over the frame structure, unibody structure, that is the monocoque chassis. Body frame body separately, and then chassis has been applied. But in mostly now the unibody structure, that is the monocoque chassis, is which integrates the body and chassis together to form a composite structure, has a better stiffness as well as weight advantage. So let us go through a polling session for a 30 seconds. Which is the concept of a car body material and shape? Car body material, it is carbon fiber, hexagonal, or composite tetrahedral. You have 30 seconds to answer. In this, you must, I have started the polling. Just give me the correct answer. That which one is correct? Yes, yeah. A part is correct. That is carbon fiber and hexagonal honeycomb body. Yeah, it is absolutely correct. So I stop this poll over here and move over to the next slide. So necessary features of a safety vehicle body. It is crumple zone, the iron steel bars in the front and the rear, which provide the safety, as we have studied in active safety devices also about this in detail. But this topic is also is also you have to study differently, because in that we it was just a safety device. Now from the design point of view we have to study separately. Yeah. So deformable rear structure to safeguard the rear passenger compartment, protect the fuel tank. Yeah, it is very very important. If the rear structure is affected too much, then the rear passenger could have life risk. And if fuel tank is being attacked, or we can say by hit, then it could lead to the, I can say, accident, a serious accident. Properly designed structure is to minimize the intrusion and prevent the doors from opening. I am covering this point now. I am highlighting this one. Yeah. Strong roof structure for a roller protection. Yes. Provided properly designed restraint system, that is the curtain airbag, side airbag, is used to accommodate various chassis design, safety for the different powertrain and drive train configuration. Yeah. So let us move further. There is an MCQ. Is the strong roof structure rollover protection is necessary? You have 30 seconds to answer this question. Okay. So you have to just say polling has been started. You have to just say yes or no. Yes, you have correctly answered rightly that the roof structure or rollover protection is necessary whenever there is protection to the car. Yeah. I move forward. Now the design strategies. In the design strategy, I can say that if I take a pointer, reduce the impact of the crash and increase the safety of the car for the passenger is the most vital thing, I can say. And also, guys, if I talk about the design strategy, the simulation factor should not be neglected. It is quite vital nowadays to know the simulation effect also. And also I would like to add in this design structure that the various software are available, which in the market, which the design engineers can study. I can say that if you are an automobile engineer, you must have a knowledge of these in order to get the design strategy, because these are things are used in masters also, I guess. So you must know the how to design a model of a car. Yeah. So as the human being are to safeguard the interaction with the restraint system due to the crashes have to be studied. This is branch is not related to automobile, it is of biomechanics, but it is being studied by the engineers. Yeah. The reaction of the human being for the crash pulse has to be defined and studied in depth, because human being the reasons that maybe the fatigue may be the reason, I can say. I'm writing over here, the fatigue may be the reason. Okay. And I can say the anxiety is a reason that may cause accident. And I would like to also add that if a person is not having fatigue, not having anxiety, but he is having some I could say tension, then also the accident can occur. Is having some mind problem, I can say. So in order to avoid these, we should look into some matter that in order to avoid such type of crash pulse. So safeguards structural concept. In this stiff cage passenger compartment, which provides the protection in all the modes of survival. So it is also important. I'm taking over here. Necessary feature of good stuff cage structures. Yeah. Sufficient peak load is there. High crash absorption is there. Sufficient stiff cage structure should withstand all the extreme loads at the sphere deformation. Yeah. Controlled progressive crush and deformation with the limited intrusion to make the impact crash less. Yeah. If the deformation is limited, then the impact will be less of the accident. and it will be controlled, and the components and the passenger will also be affected very less. It is very important point, guys. It may come in MCQ, or it may come in the assignment also. Axial mode of crash is preferred to the blending mode of crash, as blending mode has lower energy content. So while we are testing a vehicle, we do these type of tests, that axial mode or the blending mode. But in the axial mode, it is from the front. In the blending mode, it may from the side, it may from the front. In that vehicle may move upside down also. In that vehicle can have a rear accident also. There are various types, I can say, in that. So to achieve this objective, three crash zones are identified. It is soft, which is the front one, the primary, which is the main energy absorbing structure, and third one is the secondary crash. Sometimes extends to the passenger compartment, I can say. In the primary, guys, the crash in the pedestrian or the vehicle in the front only. So it is not too much injurious to the person sitting inside the car, but it may cause death to the pedestrian. So it should be kept in mind while we are driving. And while the main energy absorbing structure, that is the primary, that is inside of the cabin, that should be very nicely defined, that should be nice defined, that should be nicely safely done. And in this, I can say that uh, the part of the vehicle which is impacted too much, that is the main cabin, that may be avoided by the side airbags, clumpler zones, that may be the headrest providing the, and the stability control devices can be at the secondary crash zone, can also the third one, that is the primary and the passenger compartment, extend to the passenger up to the firewall, that is up to the fuel tank, to stable and transfer the load to the as possible. So weight energy absorbing structures are over there in the architecture of the structural frame. The design depends upon the ability of the primary crush for the blending, folding, and mixed folding blending. So in that case, what happened, that just we create a simple model, and we do the designing of that. We take different load for that. We take further, we take the material selection is done, and then the simulation is done. So engine location, the next topic. Yeah, engine location is also a very important topic. In this, engine must be located in the front of the car, or it may be located at the center, or it may be located at the back. But foremost is that the engine cooling should be done. If this factor is not considered into mind, then I can say that it could also create a lot of problems. So guys, whenever engine location is really an important matter, that how to deal with that. Mostly what happens, that people do not think over that, and it may cause further very much problem to both ends, to the driver end also, and to the pedestrian end also. So guys, this is the one of these problem which is being faced, I can say. So in the next slide, I would like to discuss that. uh, in the next slide, I can say the advantages of the front engine: better axle load distribution, better road bearing, comfort riding, better cooling, less noise, and the use of the long engine. We have much area there in which we can use that. So rear engine has also because in the rear engine, it does not come inside of the passenger during the accident. Good deal of the space is also there. Space vacant by the engine in the front end and be used for the luggage also. And moreover, most importance is that the work effect of handling of the car is made by a tail heavy. So center and the middle of the engine is also considered very much in today's, I can say, in today's vehicles. In that, what happens, that sports car are basically using that. The electric vehicles in which the engine is not there, but battery is laid down at the center, so they have taken the concept from there. So great importance for the special cars are outweighed in that case, and engine take up the space would normally be occupied by the passengers. Middle engine layout shown the combine the engine and the transmission in one unit, and term the mid engine is used because engine is mounted in the front of the rear line axle. So guys, these are the three layouts which I have taken. I use here a pointer to define you. Mm, This is the front, this is the mid of the engine, and behind there it is the, so you can see guys the stability. So crumple zone, the this topic was being ignored in very of many of the universities, but we have taken into account because it is also one of the important factor which should be studied. In the crumple zone, absorb the energy. It is basically a steel bars located in the front or in the rear of the engine. Now in these days we are using at the side also, and also I can say that. Some racing car use aluminum or the composite honeycomb to form the impact alternator for the purpose. So this should be taken into account. Honeycomb to form the impact alternator for the purpose. Honeycomb structure are basically used in the material in order to provide the safety. So if I talk about the few of the cars, I can say, so devise a system of placing is crash away from the bubble protecting the car's occupant. So I can say that Mercedes obtained is in 1952 was using technology. So guys, it is quite important. If you study this topic, it is important from every point of view, I can say. uh, So these are the crumple zone front, crumple zone rear, and next is the passenger section. That is iron bar, which does not allow the engine to come in. The protection is provided by the iron bars. So guys, this is the now I make you safety sandwich construction. Let us go through this by the diagram. It provides the hexagonal polymer cover for the automobile structure application. Metallic and polymeric honeycomb and the forms have been used for many years in the construction for the high performance of the automotive industry. So this is combination of the skin. So this is basically the diagram. Now I'll use the pointer over here. You understand that this is guys the adhesive film. This one, this the yellow part, and this is I can say aluminum plates. This one, this one are the aluminum plates. I write AL over here, aluminum. So these sandwich structure one, two, and three over this hexagonal structure, aluminum honeycomb core structure. Three layers from upward, three layers from downward from the of the aluminum fluorocarbon and tridide. Three layers and a adhesive film in between that, and then the honeycomb structure. This provide this beautiful design free from any of the impact. It is very essential for the design engineers to select this. So this was guys all about this lecture of design for the comfort and safety. And thank you so much for attending this lecture. We have covered many things. We have done for pollings. We have used white blackboards. This was quite interesting section. Though you can get your homework from the this part of your when you open this. Your homework have also been given to you guys. You can clearly see your homework is has been for the chapter 1.1 is over here. So guys, you can take your homework over here. Thank you guys.